right, the final match, the 5th match I'm recording voiceover for today, all back-to-back. Of course, if this is the first match you're seeing of the 5, definitely check out the others if you enjoy this lovely dinosaur action. The list, as always, in the description, the link to the Discord, the link tree to everything, but this is what it's all about. There is a primer as well, but if you have questions, you can ask it in the Discord. You can comment right here. I have honestly loved spicing all these up with the little clips that I use during my streams, and if you haven't seen one of my streams, I know many of you have, but if you haven't, about I don't know how much. Yeah, it's crazy stuff. I do have to get my son up shortly. He's been napping for quite some time. He's tuckered out from Christmas. Hopefully everybody's holidays are going good, as good as I'm devastating many opponents. I have lost a 1 or 2 after this, but for the most part, it just continues to be deadly. The shifting there, like you see, these weren't all in order, in succession. They were pretty much in succession, but I tried some different stuff. Shifting Ceratops, though, whether you choose to use it or you don't, it's going to be lovely. With Castle Garenbrig activating for 6 green, you spend 4 of that for shifting, and you have 2 left over to give it haste and trample. You know, technically 4 lands, 4 mana, but you tap 4 to make 6, and you get that fantastic body. Now this is, it's getting a little scary. Overlord of the Boiler Bilges, when it enters, it's dealing 4 damage, and then it gets to attack. They get around that impending counter part, and that is just a fantastic closing it out package right there. It gets the job done. But I do have the secret sauce. I'm always packing the heat for enchantment decks with Back to Nature, 1 in the green, instant speed. You win versus enchantment decks, and this is certainly a kind of enchantment deck that completely folds to that sort of removal. So I'm looking forward to bringing it in. Pretty straightforward right there. Taking out some shifting, not exactly helping in this matchup, of course. I mean, they have a little bit of blue stuff, but usually no counter spells. It's just those enchantments and just those permanents that were... I did it again. Oh my goodness. Ugh. I swear. I don't mean to do it. At least once, probably twice, because this match is a little bit long, but I yawn. I'm getting coffee. I'm going to make a pot. I'm going to have multiple cups, and oh boy. I can drink coffee all day. I do drink coffee all day. But that hand, it's a little bit rough. However, I do feel quite comfortable with this deck that I'm facing. It's not the fastest thing in the world, so I do have a chance to build up and potentially keep a riskier hand. Not too much Thoughtseize. Of course, there is always the possibility of that. If you are at least a little bit in black, Thoughtseize might be something you have in, something to consider. I hear it is a pretty decent card. That's a joke for anybody that is wondering. Thoughtseize keeps things in check. Of course, it has a hard time keeping me in check if, by chance, I have a whole bunch of lands. I have all the mana I need. Thoughtseize might rip a big creature, whatever. Doesn't matter. I'm going to get those lands down. I'm going to make a big amount. And oftentimes, there's nothing the opponent can do with that. Now with this, I suspected I could have done a lot of stuff, but they were going to make that Overlord into a creature with Xur's ability, and it has Death Touch, so it would trade with Tyrranax Rex. They're tapped out. Oh, shoot, I'm going to lose it. No, I'm not. Back to Nature. Boom. Now, was this the best play in the moment? I think so. I've already hit with Tyrranax Rex once. Might as well hit again, keep him safe, potentially make him spend a bunch of mana, or look again and again and again.
Push it. Don't push it, I'll give you a war you won't believe.
Yeah, I'm going to give you the biggest war. You're never going to believe the damage that is coming out. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you just get back to nature and you win. Hopefully slapping down Carnage or T-Rex. I didn't bring in Carnage Tyrant actually, which Hexproof would be lovely. They can never leyline binding hexproof, but oftentimes they do get that Tyrranax Rex there. There's a Thoughtseize like we suspected, but like I mentioned, I've got a pretty nice hand. It's pretty fantastic they got rid of T-Rex. I honestly would have gotten rid of Sylvan Scrying, probably. I'm grabbing another Sunken, and that's not what you want to be happening. Absolutely. I'm making 7 on turn 4. If they had ripped the Sylvan Scrying, there was a pretty good chance that wouldn't have happened. Now what are they going to do? I'm going to get to 8 eventually, and that's going to be quite problematic for their chances. Maybe. Eventually. Oh, but oof. I gotta say, the Overlord package, up the Beanstalk, and then casting an Overlord for its impending cost of 3. Still getting the trigger from up the Beanstalk. Casting a creature with a mana value 5 or greater. It's hard to beat that amazing value engine. And sometimes getting to cast the Overlord as a creature, it's good stuff. Good stuff. This is... potentially it would be a problematic deck. But again, if you're in green, jam back to nature, and you basically don't have to worry about this deck as long as you get, a couple creatures down. You just wait for them to do their thing, and then they lose everything. Basically, it doesn't get much more simple than that. You have to assume that the stuff's gonna get killed, gonna get answered. Leyline binding is a fact of life. But I got a lot of big stuff. It's not like there's 10 big things, maybe 8 big things. I'm hoping that I see one of those 8 big things. It's going to help me survive. I'm going to win. No, it's all jam-packed with a ton of big bodies. If I lose one, chances are I'm getting another. And chances are the opponent is just done for. I mean, the back to nature, that's where it's at. 2 copies would be a little, not quite enough. It is so impactful against this particular matchup, and I think it is common enough. 3 copies. 4 would be overkill, but... Okay, I did it again. Oh my goodness. Okay. Wow. Yeah. Right. Yeah. 3 is good. It's the sweet spot. To see it quite often, but not a crazy amount. This should be alright. I mean, you have to assume this is going to work out. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't. But they are tapped down. Maybe this deck has some counter spells. Maybe they have who knows what up their sleeve.
None of you seem to understand. I'm not locked in here with you. That's it! You're locked in here with me!
But just playing the Caryatids, going a little bit slower, that sort of thing, should be alright. Maybe they sweep because I have 2 things out. Chances are they were going to just get rid of the Vaultborn Tyrant. But Atraxa. Oh no, I hear that's a good creature. Oh boy, however am I going to persevere? Oh, shoot. Whatever will I do? Let's just sit back and relax and watch this destruction. Atraxa is pretty good, but it's not that good when you're doing something like this. Just smoking it. Just pad everything. Get rid of them. Look at that. I spent 3, got something, and still was able to pay 8 for Ghalta. Man, Sylvan Caryatid is the bee's knees.
Now I'll count to 3.
Do you know who you're talking to?
1, 2.
Oh. Yeah. All right. Well, take a big bite out of that like button, and I'll definitely see you next time. Peace.